Hi everyone. So in this video, let's take a look at what is interval notation. So if we had an inequality that's like, say, x is greater than 2. On the number line, we've got like -1, 0, 1, 2, 3, and so on. Now back in the day, you probably would have seen it as like an open circle moving to the right, and then that's how you would graph that, right? Now, at an intermediate algebra level, there's another way to do that. Use my same little number line here. In intermediate algebra, instead of an open circle, we would say a parentheses and move that to the right. So then from that, we're able to pick up our interval of answers. We're saying all our x values bigger than 2, correct? So in this case, we're looking at our x values bigger than a 2. So we go from 2 to infinity. And that's my answer in interval notation, okay? It's an interval of answers between 2 and infinity, and I put a parentheses around that 2 because I'm saying that I don't want to include the 2, right? Notice it's x is greater than 2, not x is greater than or equal to 2. In fact, let's look at that. Let's look at what would happen if it was x is greater than or equal to 2. Well, put the number line down here. Back in the day, you probably would have seen it written like this, with a closed circle moving to the right. Right, that's what you would see maybe in high school or whatever. In intermediate algebra, at a college level, we show that with a bracket instead of a parenthesis. And it moves to the right. Can you see the difference? A parenthesis moving to the right versus a bracket moving to the right. The bracket means we can, C-A-N, include the 2 as part of my solution set. Okay, so my solution set in this case would be bracket 2 to infinity. That means 2 including the 2, and then everything to the right of 2 would be in that solution set there, okay? Now let's take a look at an instance where it's maybe less than. So for that, let's check, say, x is less than or equal to -3. So we've got, say, a -4, -3, -2, etc. So would this be a bracket or a parentheses? Hopefully you guessed bracket just now. And you're right. It'd be a bracket, and it's going to move to the left this time. That's why I've got this bracket opening to the left direction. And it's all the values less than that. So your answer would be from -infinity to a -3 with a bracket, not a parentheses. And the reason it's -infinity is because, well, going to -infinity as opposed to a positive infinity. Let's look at one more. And that would be the case where if you had something like a -7 is less than x, which is less than or equal to 3, for example. I can tell you right now what the answer would be just by looking at it, and hopefully you can too, but for those that need the visual, here you go, this is for you. So I'll put in some numbers on the number line here. I'm not going to have enough room there, so you know what, I'm going to cheat. I'm going to do this. We've got -7 here, and somewhere over here we've got the 3, right? So would we have a parentheses or a bracket on the 7? Hopefully you figured this out and just figured out it's a parentheses. And you'd be right. And it's going to open to the right because we're talking about x values that are actually bigger than the 7 here, or rather, the -7, excuse me, not 7. The -7 is less than my x values, so everything to the right is 7, but everything to the left, including the 3, of the 3. So that's how I would write this in a graph format. Okay, it's the interval of answers between -7 and 3, including the 3, excluding the -7. So your answer is right there. Interval notation.